In today's coding basics, we will continue with our summation program, but this time we will only summarize selected numbers. Please pause the video to read the question thoroughly. The basic building blocks would be input, output, loop, and if statement. The if statement will be used to form a filter for the multiples of 3 or 5. Now, if the question is clear, let's start coding. The programming environment is one compiler, which is available online. Usually, I will copy the question over as a comment, then I will add step-by-step guideline to guide my code. For this question, we can use the simple IPO, input, process, output pattern to solve it. And of course, the first step would be get user's input, as this number will guide our loop. In step number 2, we will have a loop as the main building block for this step. Inside the loop, we will use an if statement as the main building block for the filter, as we need to filter out multiples of 3 or 5. Talking about the multiple of 3 or 5, I would also invite viewers to refer to a classic question called FizzBuzz. Last but not least, step number 3, we need to output the summation. So the loop in step number 2 serves a good example to demonstrate key components inside the loop. We need to specify initialization, termination, and update on each run. It may sound like a lot, but they are actually fairly easy, and you can get it with more practice. You may also go to AI tools and ask questions like, hey, show me examples of C++ loop. Now, on line 27, you can tell I'm using the if statement along with a condition to build the filter that we need. So the condition is stated there inside the parentheses. That is, if this number I can be integer divisible by 3 or 5, indicated by with remainder 0, we are going to add it somewhere. Of course, initially I put question marks there, and later I realized, hey, so we need to have this summation variable. Now the question is, do we have this summation variable declared before the loop? Now you may be wondering, hey, so why don't we create it inside loop? Well, the terminology term is variable scope, and the variables created inside the loop cannot be accessed after. Now in step number 3, I will simply output the summation, and this is an intentional error. As you can tell, the summation is not ready. We will keep this error and try to run the program and see how compiler is going to respond with this error. Now you can tell the output says summation was not declared in this scope. For lots of errors, especially syntax errors, usually you will receive a line number to help you to find where exactly this error happens. One error says it happens on line 28, where summation is not declared, and the other error says the summation is not declared on line 33 either. Actually, these two errors are all pointing to the same. We don't have summation declared. So the fix here is go to line 25 or any other line before the loop and declare the variable summation along with its initial value 0. After that, I receive another error talking about expected semicolon before I. That is actually due to my misusage of the plus plus operator. As you can tell now in line 29, I should use plus equal instead of a plus plus for the result. After the fix, the program can be compiled and generate a result. The result says 60, but how can I verify? First, I recalled that, hey, so I actually put 17 as the input. And after a quick calculation, of all multiples of 3 or 5 from 1 through 17, I figured, hey, so the 60 could be right. Also, I toss in another number into the standard in, this time as 10, and the result is 33. As a rule of thumb, always test your program, and we will have more coverage on unit testing later. Thanks for watching, and see you on next practice.